Welcome back to the channel. The momentum over the last few days around Zebec Network, ZBCN, has been nothing short of remarkable. In just the past 24 hours, trading activity has surged significantly. We're currently sitting at around $25.9 million in daily trading volume. For a project that has previously crossed the $100 million mark in 24-hour volume, this latest uptick is a strong signal that the market is waking up once again. As we move deeper into October, sentiment across the crypto market is shifting back toward optimism, and Zebec is perfectly positioned to benefit from this renewed wave of attention. The project has climbed nearly 33% over the last 7 days, which indicates not just price appreciation, but also growing participation and confidence among holders. People are buying, holding, and spreading the word, and that organic community growth is one of the most powerful forces any blockchain project can have behind it. The more people talk about Zebec, the more they understand its use case, and the more momentum it builds. That's exactly what's happening right now, and this could easily be the start of another major leg up. This content is for informational and educational purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. When we analyze what's really driving this recent burst of activity, it comes down to one key factor: leadership. The Zebec Network team, led by Simon and Sam, has been out there doing what great founders do best: networking, building partnerships, and making bold business decisions that strengthen the foundation of the project. Their ability to identify opportunities before the rest of the market catches on is a big reason why Zebec is being recognized as one of the most promising payment infrastructure projects in crypto. One of the most significant recent moves by the team was the acquisition of Science Card, a strategic step that opens Zebec up to over 50,000 university users across the UK. Think about that for a moment. Tens of thousands of students and faculty now being introduced to a debit card product powered by a blockchain-based payment network. These are digital natives, people who live and breathe technology, who understand instant transactions and the convenience of programmable money. When you combine that user base with the Zebec model of real-time per-second payments, you create a direct pipeline between traditional finance and decentralized financial infrastructure. The partnership with XDB Chain for multi-blockchain card integration further enhances this ecosystem. In a world that's rapidly moving toward cross-chain interoperability, Zebec's ability to operate seamlessly across multiple networks makes it a serious contender for mass adoption. And then there's the partnership with Uphold, a major milestone that not only adds credibility, but also deepens liquidity. Uphold currently holds and manages custody of over 100 million ZBCN tokens, which tells you everything you need to know about how much institutional platforms value this project. Uphold's endorsement is not just a stamp of trust, it's a recognition that Zebec is building real financial infrastructure around instant payroll and seamless payment systems. The future of work, after all, is instant. The idea that employees can be paid by the second, instead of waiting weeks for a paycheck, represents a fundamental shift in how value moves. Zebec isn't just building another DeFi protocol, it's laying down the plumbing for real-time global cash flow. And when you combine that with the scale of adoption, it's clear that this isn't a short-term trend. It's a long-term transformation of the payroll industry. But Zebec's growth story doesn't end there. Beyond payroll, there are several other use cases already being explored, including instant remittance payments, debit card integration for consumers, and merchant-facing payment solutions at physical points of sale. Imagine an arena or a concert venue where every worker, from the ticket counter to the security team, is being paid in real time, by the second, in stablecoins or digital currencies. That's not a distant dream anymore. With Zebec's infrastructure, it's an emerging reality. Businesses benefit from smoother operations, employees enjoy transparency and instant access to earnings, and consumers get exposure to blockchain-based financial tools without even realizing it. This is how mass adoption happens, not through hype, but through seamless integration into daily life. Now let's talk about the buyback program, one of the most underrated yet powerful components of the Zebec ecosystem. Consistency is key in building long-term confidence, and the team has proven that they're serious about creating sustainable value. Their most recent buyback, the purchase of 15.2 million ZBCN tokens, worth around $60,000. These tokens are being accumulated directly from card-generated revenue, meaning the buybacks are funded by actual business activity, not speculation. This creates a positive feedback loop. As real-world usage increases, revenue grows, buybacks strengthen the token's supply dynamics, and holders benefit. Some have speculated about potential burns as well, but what's clear is that Zebec is deliberately tightening its tokenomics. They're not flooding the market. They're strategically accumulating and holding, which has helped the holder base expand by over 40% since May 2025. That's a staggering figure. A 40% increase in unique holders in just a few months speaks volumes about growing retail interest and confidence in the project's direction. As of now, Zebec is sitting at around 84,580 holders, and the next milestone at 85,000 is just around the corner. Based on the current growth rate, it's entirely plausible that by the end of the year, Zebec surpass 100,000 holders. And once that happens, things could accelerate quickly. Market psychology is powerful. When people see large numbers of active participants, they feel the FOMO kicking in. It's always slowly, then suddenly. That's how most major crypto growth stories unfold. The accumulation phase feels quiet, but once momentum hits a critical point, the growth becomes exponential. At 100,000 holders, Zebec enters a different league entirely, a level of community validation that typically precedes major exchange listings and broader adoption. And that brings us to another critical aspect, the project's deep multi-chain presence. Zebec is currently active across 18 different blockchains, giving it one of the broadest cross-chain footprints in the entire crypto ecosystem. This isn't just about flexibility, it's about resilience. Operating on multiple networks ensures that Zebec isn't dependent on the success or limitations of any single blockchain. Whether it's Ethereum, Solana, BNB Chain, or newer emerging ecosystems, Zebec is positioning itself as the universal layer for streaming payments and automated finance. The scalability, interoperability, and redundancy this model offers are huge advantages for both developers and enterprises looking to integrate blockchain-based payment solutions. The vision here is clear. Zebec wants to be the connective tissue between traditional finance and decentralized finance, allowing money to move freely, instantly, and securely across any chain, any wallet, and any country. A community sentiment around the project remains overwhelmingly positive. Currently, around 89% of community discussions and social media polls reflect bullish sentiment, while only about 11% express bearish. That's a remarkably strong signal of confidence for a project still trading at such a low valuation. Many community members are calling this the opportunity of a lifetime, emphasizing that this is the phase where smart investors accumulate before mainstream recognition kicks in. Those who are dollar-cost averaging, DCA below a penny, are effectively securing a position that could yield massive upside once listings, integrations, and enterprise adoption scale up. How the market typically rewards early conviction, Zebec's current price zone feels like one of those rare entry points that, in hindsight, everyone wishes they'd taken. Influencers, analysts, and on-chain enthusiasts are consistently posting new analysis and predictions. Dubs On-Chain recently painted a fascinating scenario. ZBCN hits 1 cent before any Tier 1 listings. Then the real wave hits. Tier 1 exchanges, deflationary burns, enterprise adoption, global payroll dominance, more institutional partnerships. We don't just move up, we go parabolic. And that statement perfectly captures the sentiment of many in the community. The groundwork is being laid, all the right pieces are falling into place. And once that Tier 1 listing wave begins, whether that's Coinbase, Gemini, Kraken, Robinhood, or Binance, it could ignite an entirely new phase of growth. Let's talk about those listings for a moment. Historically, projects that secure listings on top-tier exchanges experience significant boosts in both liquidity and visibility. Coinbase, for example, has a long track record of propelling tokens into the mainstream simply through exposure to a wider audience of retail investors. The same goes for Binance and Kraken, which together account for billions in daily trading volume. Zebec's growing reputation, real-world utility, and cross-chain integrations make it a natural fit for these exchanges, especially as they look to expand their offerings with projects that have tangible business models and proven adoption. Given Uphold's involvement and the team's existing partnerships, a Coinbase or Binance listing no longer feels, and when that moment arrives, the effects will likely ripple through the entire ecosystem. Exchange listings tend to bring not only price movement but also credibility. Institutional investors and payment providers begin taking notice. More businesses start exploring integrations. More developers build on top of the ecosystem. This chain reaction of growth is precisely what Zebec seems poised for right now. The fundamentals are strong: a capable team, growing adoption, institutional trust, consistent buybacks, expanding holder base, and clear real-world utility. It checks every box that serious investors look for. In conclusion, Zebec Network isn't just another DeFi token chasing hype. It's a project with real products, real revenue, and a long-term vision that aligns perfectly with where the financial world is heading, toward instant, borderless, programmable money. The leadership team continues to execute flawlessly, securing partnerships that drive user adoption, while the community remains active, optimistic, and rapidly expanding. Trading volume is surging, sentiment is overwhelmingly bullish, and institutional confidence is visible through custodial relationships like Uphold. The buyback program is reinforcing token stability, while cross-chain expansion is ensuring future scalability. Every major element of a sustainable growth story is present, and that's why many believe Zebec could be on the verge of a breakout. For investors who understand timing, this is the kind of project that rewards patience. Accumulating while the market underestimates, it could prove to be one of the smartest moves of this cycle. The roadmap is clear: continued adoption, expanding utility, and eventual listings on Tier 1 exchanges. When those catalysts align, ZBCN might not just move, it could skyrocket. Before you head out, make sure to smash that like button. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on where you see ZBCN heading next, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on our daily crypto breakdowns. Every single engagement helps us grow this community and reach more investors who want to stay ahead of the curve.